10 things you didn't know about Rad and that type of thing. And the funniest thing that I found out was that Rad was not the original name of the movie. And I called Danny. I go, dude, did you know? And he goes, yeah. You know it's called. It was what was the original name was Balls Out, right? Balls Out,
yeah.
And that's common knowledge.
Yeah, I guess for people that are nerds that want to, deep dive like I did, I deep dived it.
And we are live. Thank you very much, everybody, for stopping back by. You got Danny, Pena, and Kevin Wilson with the BMX Podcast. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Danny, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing awesome, man. Welcome back. I haven't seen you in over a week, dude.
We have not talked, man. This is crazy, man.
Yeah, this dude was like, we were supposed to film Sunday. He goes, hey, man, I gotta go, man. My boss called me to work. I think it was Saturday, and then we didn't hook up again until today. I mean, we talked on the phone a couple times, but we didn't actually have a chance to do anything creative in that period,
So I had so many plans. I came home on Friday morning. I'm like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to film on Saturday. And all of then, like, I barely got out of the shower and laid my head on the couch, and I get come in tomorrow morning. I'm all, I was depressed all week. I'm like, I can't believe it. So I had to go in and edit Marty's video.
Yeah.
And I did 2 videos. So I was up for like, a long time, dude. That night, Friday night, dude. Editing video to get it ready. And then I got back, and I could have edited it today, but I got back. But
it's. I noticed you and I have been having a battle of shorts, man. Like I started creating my own shorts. I go, man, this came out hella good. And then here comes Kevin, 4 more. And I go, damn, dude, he's rattling them off. So I was like, I tried to keep up with you. I usually use yours, but then I'm like, I think I'm going to go back because one of my favorite episodes is the Red Devil episode. I rewatched the whole thing, and I go, man, that's a really good episode. We talk about a lot of topics on that one, and I immediately got a short in the first 5 minutes of watching it, and I go, I got to go back because there's a lot more stuff on there that I want to try to grab. But it's pretty cool, man. And we have so much, dude. I was going through my YouTube, and all the shorts that are on my YouTube and on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, there's hell of shorts now. We have so much content that we can cut that stuff up forever if we want to.
Dude, I go back and look. I'll just like random. I'll just pick an episode, and I'll go through and watch it again, and I forget 3/4 of what we talked about in the episode. I'm like, I don't remember talking about that. And that's why I'll like, if you notice, they'll come in clumps, like 4 from the same video, and then they come 4 from another video. But
I try to space them out so I don't have the same one every time.
Yeah.
And also, I was going to tell you, I got a lot of traction on YouTube over the last. It showed me my recap for last month, and I had 11,000 views in 1 month. It said that you had your record month, 11,000 views, and I'm like, holy smokes! And it's mainly because of the shorts. Because my videos are only getting about 500 at the most. And I was like, but man, the shorts are just ripping them. So I'm like, oh, Kevin's been telling me to do that for a long time. And I finally was like, okay, let me tap into this. But now I'm getting lazy. So I was hoping to shoot a video last night. I might do one tonight. I'm getting kind of lazy now.
The short with Carter and John Purse was a good one, dude. I liked it.
That was on one of my original videos I did almost a year ago, because I'm taking your lead at looking at content I've already created on videos that didn't really kill it, and I go, there's got to be good stuff in here. So I was going through it, and I go, oh yeah, this is one great race right here. So I figured out how to edit it so I could put the photos on the bottom and all this and that. I got to play around with it. So yeah, there's a lot I could do still though.
I do the same thing where I'll look at a video that didn't give me any views, and I'll change the cover, I'll change the thumbnail, I'll change the description, and I'll reissue it. And
that's actually suggested on some of the YouTube how-tos that I've watched. To build a channel, be successful on YouTube. it says to you can recycle your stuff that didn't do very well. And I go, oh wow, I never thought about that as an option. You know, I just usually just let it sit and move on to the next one. But now that I know I can create more content with it, it's kind of exciting, because now I'm like, I've got hundreds of videos I can go through and start picking them apart a little bit. You know, try to keep up with Kevin.
You know what I'm going to do? And this is a promise, I'm going to go back and I'm going to get your first time on the channel, and I'm going to remaster it. I'm going to throw pictures in, and I'm going to do all kinds of stuff. I'm going to reissue it, dude. That's going to be hilarious, man.
That video's horrible too, man. I wasn't used to going back and forth with somebody. I'm used all on my own. You know,
dude,
so
I can't stand it either, but I think it'd be funny to go back and look at it. But if I throw
yeah, I can't.
We have to realize we're not the viewers, dude. So what we think means nothing.
You're right. Absolutely, dude. We never know what's going to hit, and I can't go back and watch stuff that I know I didn't do well on. I have problems. I go, I know I didn't do well on that video, and I have a hard time looking at it. I go, I don't want to look at that. Especially my early ones. And my early videos aren't the greatest, you know.
Totally, man. Totally, dude. So, I for people out there watching, it's been an inside joke on the channel that I've confessed I've never seen the movie Rad, and many guests, Danny, have given me a hard time about it, and I know there's plenty. Every other channel has done a Rad, delve deep into Rad, and I don't want to go too deep, but I thought it's kind of funny because I was in the truck driving, and let's just say that I was in the truck and I was trying to watch Rad, and I pulled it up on my phone, but I didn't realize that I had to pay for it, right? And I've never paid for a video. I mean, I have a YouTube premium account or whatever, but I don't know how to interlink it to pay for it. So I'm I'm not gonna watch it. So I gave me like $4 or something to watch the movie, but I watched like different introspectives and different videos and 10 things you didn't know about Rad and that type of thing. And the funniest thing that I found out was that Rad was not the original name of the movie. And I called Danny. I go, dude, did you know? And he goes, yeah. You know it's called? It was what was the original name? Was Balls Out, right?
Balls Out, yeah.
And that's common knowledge.
Yeah, I guess for people that are nerds that want to, deep dive like I did, I deep dived it, and I got a bunch of cool little things I didn't even know about that movie, and I've seen that movie. I can't even tell you how many times I've watched that movie, and I can tell you the first time I saw it, Kevin, it was like 1986, so I would have been a sophomore in high school, maybe a junior. I can't even remember, but I was probably a sophomore, and I remember Rad came out, and I only saw like 2 trailers on TV. It wasn't very heavily marketed, and I go, oh, a BMX movie's coming out, and my cousin was a racer, my cousin James, and my buddy Jason was into BMX bikes, and we got to go see it on the opening night. So we put on our race jerseys and all that stuff, we're all pumped up to go. There was like 5 people in the theater. There wasn't very many people there, man, and I was watching the movie, and there was a scene where Lori Loughlin comes in, and she's wearing like this mongoose kind of jumpsuit, but it's pretty tight, and I was like, goal, and the guy in front of me started laughing. He goes, I like you, kid. You're funny. Yeah, but it was I wouldn't say it was ever a letdown. I mean, I thought it was a little corny, but in the 80s, everything was a little bit corny, but the storyline itself, I mean, they were going in the right direction with it. They just made it so fantasy with the way the track was and all that. It wasn't really aligned with how BMX actually works, but it was still entertaining, needless to say, I
watched every clip that I could find. Like people post clips of it, like 2, 3 minute, 4 minute clips, like I do. And so I watched every one that I could find, and the only ones that really bothered me was that stupid one when he's bunny hopping from the wood onto the wood from chasing the cops. That was lame. And the ending with the bicycle ballet was absolutely it made me want to turn in my BMX bike, dude. I go, this is so fucking stupid, dude.
That was at the dance. That was in the middle of the movie. They were
the middle of the movie.
Yeah. They were at the dance, and it was, man, I got to read you some of these facts, Kevin. I know you don't want to go too deep, but this stuff's pretty funny, dude. You got to hear some of this stuff.
So one other fact that I didn't realize is that, which I don't understand how this is true, but this guy that did this video said that it was loosely based on Eddie Fiola.
I struggle with that.
Same thing.
Yeah, I've heard of that, and I struggle with it only because, not because Eddie's not a great rider. Obviously, he's one of the greatest freestylers ever, but how is it loosely based on him when it has nothing to do with freestyle? It's racing. So I don't know. I don't know, man, how they kind of made that. He looks, actually, Eddie Fiola kind of resembles Bill Allen in a way, but especially when they were younger. But I don't really get the whole, I don't understand the tie.
What I don't understand, now, we've talked about this before on the podcast, where
Right.
RL was supposed to be the star of the movie. He was supposed to, right? They wanted him to double Bill Allen, right?
Oh, was he supposed to double him? I know they wanted him for the movie, but I didn't know that.
RL was supposed to double Bill Allen. He goes, I don't want the job. Give it to Eddie Fiola. And that's how Eddie Fiola got the job. So if Eddie Fiola was a second choice, how is the movie based on Eddie Fiola?
That's what I'm talking about, dude. I struggle with that. I really do. And no shot at Eddie, because everything. Yeah, he's an amazing writer, and he's super famous in our world.
Quite possibly better writer than RL.
Maybe. The only thing I would say RL has up on Eddie is that RL's kind of a good racer. You know what I mean? So, but he did well. I mean, a lot of those race scenes that you see, a lot of that's Travis Chiprez in there doing. Oh, actually, no. Travis was riding for the Bart Taylor rider. That was Travis Chiprez. Yeah. So that part. But so I heard this one thing. I think Eddie's the one that said it in an interview. He said that he had to tell because there's a lot of actual pro racers. He had to tell them to slow down the pace because he couldn't carry the speed that these guys were actual pros. So I don't blame him for that. You know what I mean? I would have did the same thing.
Eddie raced before freestyle, right?
I'm assuming. I think they were all freestylers were racers at one point. I think. I'm
pretty sure that Eddie Fiola raced before or was it Bob Harrell?
Bob Harrell definitely raced. Yeah.
They could get him and mix up with Bob Harrell, but I thought that Eddie raced too before he started freestyle.
It's very possible. I mean, he's a good all-around rider, so he could definitely have been a racer. But I would say he was an extraordinary freestyler, but he probably would have been an average racer, if that makes sense.
I hear you, dude. And one other thing. If you've noticed in the past episodes, when anybody brings up Rad, Bart Connor, they say Bart Taylor, and I correct them every time saying it's Bart Connor. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, because I didn't
know that his name was Bart Taylor in the movie.
Yeah, Bart Taylor is the movie. Yeah. So it gets confusing too, because you're like, well, he uses Bart, but it's Bart.
We're talking about when they say Bart Taylor.
They're talking about the character.
They're talking about the character, not the actor.
Yeah. So, the facts that I wrote down, Kevin, I was trying to go fast because I was working and I'm like, Kevin's going to be waiting for me, man. And I was trying to hurry. But there are a few facts. We know that Hal Needham produced Rad, right? Which is cool. He did Smokey and the Bandit and Cannonball Run. Yeah. Had you seen Cannonball Run and Smokey and the Bandit? I'm sure you have, but
Cannonball Run is my favorite movie of all time.
I love Cannonball Run, right? Yeah. What's your who? It was Burt Reynolds was in that, and Dom DeLuise.
Dom DeLuise, Sammy Davis Jr., Roger Moore, Jackie Chan.
Oh wait, Jackie Chan's in there?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I forgot about that, man.
Yeah, he was a Chinese racer in they race in the Zuzu, I think.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Right. Yeah. Okay. So there was
my favorite quote of all time is Mad Dog. The guy that drove the truck, the two guys in the truck. And we go, if you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly.
Now I have to rewatch it. Now you got me all buzzed to rewatch it.
Right when the race is starting, and they're like, they start the truck up, and he looks over at him. He goes, "If you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly." Like that. They look at each other. It's hilarious, man. Yeah,
so he did. Smokey and the Bandit goes without saying. That was a massive, massive hit, and man, everybody wanted a black Trans Am after that movie came out. I had relatives that got them.
All I care about was Sally Field, dude. She was.
Oh, you're a Sally Field guy.
Dude, she was perfect, dude. She was so nice, dude. Girl next door, and she's an old lady, man. Like I'm like, I'm like 15 or lusting after a 35-year-old woman, but no, dude, she was absolutely gorgeous, dude. So I'm gonna tell you. Did you know, man? Speaking of Sally Field and Burt Reynolds, did you know that right before he had passed away, he had said in an interview that Sally Field was the absolute love of his life. And and that was he was married to Lonnie Anderson. So, but he still said Sally Field was like it for him. Yeah, and she trashed him in her book too after he died. Yeah, I don't think she looked on him favorably, did she? No. He probably was an asshole. But, at the time. Well, we know Hal Needham did it, and then Rad completely died at the box office. It did horrible. It didn't really gain traction until it was released on VHS, and then it became a cult classic. People were renting that like crazy. It was like kids that were a little bit too young to have seen it in the movie theater discovered it on the counter at the VHS store. I'm sorry, at Blockbuster or something like that is what happened. And I think even Donnie Robinson, who's younger than us, he was a bronze medalist for the BMX Olympics in 2008. He loves Rad, and he's clearly younger than us. So he found it on VHS. He wouldn't have been old enough to go to the movies to see it. It never made it to cable? It never made it to on TV or any other stuff? I believe it must have hit some sort of premium channels. I'm pretty sure it has. I don't remember seeing it. Honestly, Kev, that's a really good question because I don't remember seeing it on regular TV. I only ever saw it on VHS. After I had seen it at the movies. I was in the Marine Corps at that time, so I don't remember ever seeing it. That's probably one of the reasons why I never saw it initially. I got made fun of because of that movie, man. Yeah, I had my photography class in high school, man, and there was a lot of jocks in there. And we had to develop our own pictures. They were all black and white. It's actually a really cool class. But anyway, I took a lot of BMX photos, and I was developing them, and then these guys, they were all like, football players and stuff like that. They go, "What's up, biker dude? What's up, biker dude?" They kept calling me biker dude because I was into bikes. And they go, "What do you race these?" I go, "Yeah, I race BMX." They go, "The little kids' bikes?" I was like, "Well, they're not really kids' bikes, but yeah, I race those." And man, I got teased for that. And then the movie started circulating on TV, and a couple of my classmates were like, "So did you go see Rad?" And I said, "Hell yeah, I did." Of course I did, dude. At our school, we weren't popular, but we certainly weren't nerds. I mean, if you rode BMX bikes, you had a certain respect with, the skateboarders, the motocross guys. It wasn't a dig by any. It wasn't like we were on the badminton team or anything like that. I mean, we had a little bit of respect. Yeah, I don't think I had any. Matter of fact, I remember going to class and kids all the time, "How did you do this weekend? Did you race?" I used to hear that all the time. I even had teachers that would ask me, "How did you do this weekend?" Yeah, and I used to bring them the little. My mom used to take the 110 cameras, those little rectangular cameras. Take a bunch of pictures. I used to give them to my teachers. I'm like, "Here you go." They go, "Wow!" Sometimes they were hanging in class and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So you mentioned taking the photography class, right? Yeah. There's a picture that our neighbor down the street, probably 3 houses from us, they were redoing their front yard, and they had this guy he was probably like 3 years older than me. Okay. So 5 years older than my brother. He was like a senior, and he was in a photography class, and he was a big time photographer. So we built a jump in his front yard, and we were jumping trash cans, and he snapped a picture of my brother on his mongoose. And my brother's like all hiked out, tucked out over a trash can, and I'm gonna try to get my brother to send me the picture, and I'll put it on this episode. But
that'd be awesome.
He took that picture to school, and his photography teacher told him to enter it into a photography contest for like Kodak or something like that. And he won it in this photography contest, and he won. So my brother was in like this, like it was a magazine that my brother had my brother's picture. It was a kind of a big deal, dude. So my brother was the subject of a photography class.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, and he's not sky. It's a very easy jump. He's probably 4 feet in the air, probably 6 or 7 feet from the jump, and he just tucked over the. He's wearing his Oakley hat that we bought from Jim Gennard's yard sale.
Yeah,
he's wearing a sweatband around his wrist.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And you know what? Some of the best race pictures aren't necessarily the most raddest jumps. It's just lighting and timing and catching that perfect body English on the bike. You know, it's like some of the greatest pictures are guys just simply tucking over a jump. You know, so yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him for taking that photo. We talked about Rad dying at the box office. Rad was funded by a toilet paper company from Japan. It was his name was the owner of that company was Tohoku Shosha. I tried my best. He's from Japan. They didn't get funding from a normal production company. So Hal Needham had basically expressed to this guy, I'm going to make this super rad bicycle movie. It's all extreme sports. It's going to be super popular. And that's how he got funding for the movie. Didn't know that till today. That's crazy, yeah.
That is kind of interesting.
It is, yeah. I mean, it was a guy on the toilet paper company, but obviously he's super rich.
Who wrote the script?
Oh, I don't know. Is it Hal Needham that wrote the script?
I don't know. I've never even seen the movie. I'm wondering who wrote the script and who chose Bill Allen and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's more about that. I mean, Bill Allen got picked because he was on Hill Street Blues. He played it.
I did see that. Yeah.
So he played a scene in there, and Hal Needham liked his look and liked his character and thought he would be a good fit for the movie. I don't think that he had any experience on bicycles at all. At a competitive level, certainly not. You know, but it was pretty believable. Some of the scenes where he's just casually riding the bike, it looks okay. Yeah, you can tell anytime it's anything kind of extreme, it's Eddie Piola all day long. You know, he's doing hopping on the front wheel and all this other stuff, doing the tricks, the 360. None of that's him.
Sure.
You know, but when he's casually riding the bike, like you mentioned, when they were going over those logs, right, in the lumberyard, when he comes back out onto the road and he's pedaling up the hill, and his friends catch up to him. It looked legit because I saw him put his hand on his leg and kind of push his leg down like this. And I go, yeah, I do that when I'm tired. Yeah, so it looked pretty legit. I thought it did.
So I watched a video with Martin Aparicio. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
And they asked him, how did you make it in the movie Rad? And he said that I didn't realize that the producers sent out feelers to all the BMX companies saying, hey, check with your people. If they want to be in the movie, let us know. Did you know that?
Wow. Yeah, I think I heard about that because I know some writers didn't. Remember Steve Beltman mentioned it.
So when you brought it up with Steve and you said, why didn't you go in Rad or whatever? I was thinking to myself, when you asked the question, I was like, well, he doesn't have any say on if he's going to be in the movie or not. And I'm thinking to myself, why would he know? But now his answer makes sense because they approached Hutch, and Hutch had a couple different guys in the movie, right? It was
Miranda was definitely in there,
and I didn't realize that that some of them wore their real jerseys, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So and I didn't know that either because Kevin Holt wore his GT jersey, right?
Yeah, Yeah, they were running there in their factory gear.
I didn't know Richie Anderson was in the movie.
Richie Anderson was massive in the movie. He was like, he got a lot of screen time, and he won one of the qualifying rounds. And the qualifying rounds were like in this park. It wasn't even on a BMX track, and he was looking stylish in the movie.
So why is it Miranda? Why is it Miranda? Is that he's the face of the movie when Hall, Chipris, Anderson, they were all in the movie too. How come they're never up front or whatever? Maybe they don't want to be associated with it. I don't know. Mike
Miranda had a couple big scenes where he crashes, and he got an extra $500 every time he crashed. So so that's how he got a lot of screen time, and plus Mike's super charismatic. How do you say it?
Charismatic.
Thank you. That one, yeah. And so that's why, he just got noticed in the movie. I thought he did really good.
How I've never seen a post or anything on Facebook, YouTube, anything about Richie Anderson being in Rad. I had no idea.
He was massive. He was all in the Skyway gear. He looked super trick.
I agree with you, but have you ever seen anybody mention Richie Anderson in a post about Rad or anything like that on Facebook? You have?
Yeah, probably. Sometimes when you see race shots, it's probably some of it could be from Rad, So yeah, he definitely had a presence. Who
else is in there? Since we're talking
Danny Milwee was in there. He was factory power light. He crashes in the water during the qualifying rounds, and it's funny because he crashes in the water, and then a couple scenes later you cut away and he's back in the race again. So because I reviewed the races on my channel. And I go, I could see some of the errors that they made in editing. I'm like, how is he possibly dry and back in the race? Because he went into the water. So it was pretty cool though. There's other riders like you said, Kevin Holmes in there, Martin was in there, Martin Aparijo, of course Eddie Fiola played himself in the movie. He was in there. There was a rider from Hawaii in there. I don't remember. I didn't recognize him, but he was just in there.
Eddie Fiola played himself, and he doubled for Bill Allen.
Right. Yeah, he played himself. And I know Mike Miranda had mentioned that Scott Clark was in the movie, and Scott didn't feel comfortable going down the gigantic starting hill, so Mike Miranda put his gear on and did that for him. So he would be in those cuts. He's in
the Robinson gear, right?
No, he's in Redline. Yeah, at the time, Scott Clark was on Redline.
Oh, I thought I saw someone with the Robinson kit on.
There is a Robinson. That was Richard Fleming. He was in there on Robinson.
Oh, dude, see, man,
Yeah. See, man, you're lucky that I watched this movie. But let's see. Let's go to.
Now I'm relatively interested, so I got to see what's going on.
I already mentioned there was no major marketing for the movie, which caused it to struggle to find an audience. So, like I mentioned earlier, I saw some trailers, but not a lot. It just wasn't blowing up very big. And it was in BMX magazines. You could see some of it was in there, and I know that sparked interest for guys like you and I. But other than that, it just wasn't marketed heavily. If they marketed it a little more, it probably would have done better at the box office because it definitely did good as a rental. Let's see here. What else did I write down? Okay, so we already talked about this. So the villain was played by an Olympic gold medalist, Bart Connor. So he played Bart Taylor in the movie, which is kind of cool because Eddie Fiola, not Eddie Fiola. It was, I mentioned it, Travis Chiprez doubled for him. But Travis is taller. Bart's not that tall of a guy. I think he's probably shorter than I am. And obviously, I'm not tall. You know what I mean? So, but you can't notice it. You can't really tell when you're actually watching them race. It's actually, they did a really good job on it. They were wearing Echo full face helmets with Amy goggles, so you definitely can't see their face. And that's how they were able to pull that stuff off.
Except for that hockey helmet, which drives me absolutely nuts.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me the other day. But
what asshole came up with, let's put him in a hockey helmet?
I think it was, the reason they did that is to make it look like he was definitely the underdog. Didn't have anything cool, didn't have any of that. The reason he had a uniform in the actual race is they did some fundraising for him to get him on the track. And so they made the uniform, and the helmet's one of his friends. They painted it all red to match the uniform. There's a reason for everything, but you piece the movie together. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Smoking the Bandit Cannonball Run. We already talked about that. You mentioned Crew Jones was inspired by Eddie Fiola. You did bring that up.
You brought this up, dude. Check this out.
Okay.
And this is something that I've been thinking about for a while now.
Okay.
Now, I have no idea how it would work or if it's a good idea, but you mentioned Comic-Con signing, and are you ever seen these things on YouTube about these Hollywood stars where they're like B stars, or whatever, they show up at a convention center and people pay them for their autograph? Have you ever seen these conventions?
Yeah, I saw one recently where it was all the Three's Company people that are alive. Yeah.
So Bill Allen was in one of them in like Anaheim or something like that. He had the two rad bikes and he was selling them. This guy was interviewing him and stuff like that. And I was thinking like how somebody, not me or you, could organize old BMX pros or stars or industry people and have people come and meet them and sign autographs and take pictures with them and do team reunions and pictures and questions. Dude, that would be, and so I would say it's like, let's say that, there's, a room full of 40, old professional or famous BMX racers.
Right.
I'd do $25, $30 to get in there, to have them all concentrated in one area. And, I don't know if I'd pay a lot for their autographs, but it would just be cool to walk around and see them, right?
Yeah, I think you're on the right track, because if it was not like in a race setting, if it was just, where they're all there with they could sell a lot of merchandise. Can you imagine if you walked in and you got Brian and Brent Patterson selling retro Patterson jerseys and you can get pictures and sign with it? It'd be awesome, dude. That's a great idea, actually.
So I don't know what the problem is. We don't know anybody, right?
Not really. It would be hard. We'd have to if you and I were going to make something like that happen, we'd have to reach out to people that we do know and just say, hey, how do we orchestrate this where there's no race?
Right, no race. So it's just like I look at it like 40 industry guys. I don't want to name any names because I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but famous company owners, team managers, racers, that type of thing, artists. And they can sell their wares, they can sell their autographs, they can sell parts, they could
posters.
BMX companies could roll out retro parts. They could, all this stuff. They could advertise new brands that they brought back.
Oh my God, dude, that would be you're getting me excited by it. It doesn't even exist.
I don't know how much would it be to rent out a small conference room in Ontario for 2 days. Maybe a couple grand, maybe $3-4 grand or something like that to rent out the room, and then charge people $25-30 to get in, and then the people that are there, they can charge whatever they want for their autograph or their stuff, whatever, and we're just the middlemen. And
wow,
the Dirty Knobs has their show, their thing, and we can have ours, dude.
Dude.
I don't know how it would work. I don't know none of the details.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. That would be sick, dude.
I would definitely, if that was actually happening and you said you want to go to this, I'd be like, yeah, we need to probably go to that. You know what I mean? Because that would be amazing. And it would be a massive opportunity for them to put out their own merchandise. People are going to gobble that up, man. It's like what's going on right now, SEMA in Las Vegas. That's a massive car show, right? All the manufacturers are out there showing all the products that they have and things like that. It would be awesome.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah. So you're on the dang, Kevin. We probably shouldn't have put that out for the public.
Do it, dude. Do it. I just think that. I just think it would be fun, and plus we can meet all everybody. Hey, Michael, sneak in a picture. Hey, let me get a picture.
Yeah, man. Get you a chance to get through a little bit of hit. What do you call it? Meet and greets, and hopefully get some people on the show.
And maybe you get that Bill Allen picture.
He owes me. I never even went back, dude. I got so enthralled with everything else. I was like, whatever. It's not that important. Because I got to meet Greg Hill. That was the whole day for me right there.
Dude, I never got to go to the Greg Hill thing. Have you heard anything about it?
Negative. Never hear anything about it. Yeah.
I haven't seen one picture, one comment, nothing on Facebook from that studio thing. That I got back into town late that day and I couldn't make it. And I haven't seen anybody talk about it on Facebook or nothing.
That's interesting. I wonder what, I don't know. I didn't even see any, I didn't see anything on Facebook about it or anything like that. It was typically, it was just a bike show, right? For the most part?
I have no idea. It was a gathering of BMX people. That's all I know.
Oh, man. Now I have to research that too. Okay, I made a mistake in a previous show on one of my trivia questions about who did that backflip in the movie Rad. It was actually Jose Yanez that did the backflip, and I said it was that Hugo Gonzalez, I think is who I said who did it. Yeah, but it was actually Jose Yanez that pulled off that backflip. He was the first one to do a backflip on a bike, so that's pretty awesome. He did and now so they used that towards the end of the movie. He did a backflip, made the pass on the backflip to get back in first, and then he did a 360 at the finish line. So it's pretty cool. I forgot about that. I forgot to correct myself on that. You know who caught that mistake was what our Shane.
Right?
Yeah, Shane caught it. He goes, yeah, you know, it was supposed to be Jose Yanez, and I go, damn it, you're right, dude. I got that wrong. He goes, but you had me convinced. Rad was filmed in Alberta, Canada. It was they made it look like it was supposed to be filmed in Oregon because it was supposed to be in a town in Oregon, but they actually filmed it in Alberta, Canada, and they actually used locals from the town to fill in the gaps for the extras for the movie, which I thought was really cool. The one thing that was crazy, Kevin, is that it was actually fall in Canada, so the leaves were turning yellow and orange, and they wanted to give it a summer appearance, so they actually spray painted the leaves green in a lot of the background of the movie. I was like, that's some Hollywood magic right there. I don't think I would have cared if I would have saw yellow leaves, but they wanted, they figured it would be a continuity error to have them yellow in the background if it's supposed to be summer. And it was actually pretty cold out there, dude, when they were filming that. It was not hot. Yeah,
I heard that.
There's some water scenes where they jump in the lake and stuff like that, and that water was freezing cold apparently. And there's this drainage ditch that they use, and they call it ass sliding, and they're sliding into the water. That water was freezing, dude. Yeah, and I was like, wow, they're good actors, because I would have been like, I'd been looking like a chihuahua, dude. All right, Bill Allen got the role because of Hill Street Blues. We talked about that. And Rod and Rex, they're the that dance scene that you were talking about.
The annoying twins?
The annoying twins, Rod and Rex. Now, they were wearing these weird jumpsuits in the dance.
Like those things.
There was a TV show in 1983 called V. It was a science fiction type alien movie show. Yeah. Those outfits came from that set.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know that till today.
I'm not surprised. They reminded me of Flock of Seagulls. So
yeah, dude, who the hell would wear a jumpsuit? Like, hey, yo, we were not born. We definitely experienced the 80s. And nowhere, no time ever did I put a jumpsuit on to go to a high school dance, dude. It just didn't happen.
Dude, did you ever wear overalls?
Never even owned overalls, dude.
I wore overalls, dude, with one strap unstrapped.
Oh, you were one of those dudes.
That was in the late 80s, after high school.
Hey, that was the thing, though. That was the one strap down. That people did that in high school. I remember that.
Did you have a rat tail?
No. Didn't have a rat tail.
You know what I'm talking about?
The funky ponytail?
Yeah.
No, did you?
Yeah, I had a rat tail.
Oh, man, I did have somewhat of a mullet growing in, but I cut that off.
Yeah. I got a job at Safeway, and they said, if you want to work here, you better cut that rat tail off. I go, okay, here, clip. Like, that was done.
Oh, dang, that quick, huh? Yeah, so let's see. We talked about Rod and Rex. Okay, no rider could complete the track in one lap. The track was too long and a little bit too difficult. So in order to film the movie, they had to do, like, each sequence, they filmed it 5 different times. So they would do a section, do that turn, do that turn, do that. It was that type of thing, because the track was just too gnarly and too long. You couldn't do a whole lap. So they would just do it in sections. I didn't know that either. But actually, I think I heard Miranda talk about that one time. He goes, yeah, we had to we did it in sections. So that held true to that. So that's pretty cool.
Did he mention that he kept following on purpose to get another $500?
Yeah, that's how we got an extra $500. Correct.
But he did it many times. I think he said, yeah, I kept falling. And then they said, hey, you better stay up, man. There's no reason for you to be falling on this track. Okay?
Yeah, I heard him say in another interview, his dad was like, why did you fall so much?
Mijo, why did you fall so much?
There you go. That's what he said. Yeah, I think it was in our interview. That could have been. I don't even remember. Let's see. I got that part. Okay, Bill Allen did the book, My Rad Career, and it kind of goes back to what you were talking about. You know, why would he be at these race events? And I think it's to promote his book because, I mean, his audience is us, really, I would think. So that gave him a big boost. So I think that kind of, in my opinion, I think that's what would have driven him to go to a BMX race. I'm like, hey, I'm Bill Allen. I'm in the biggest BMX movie ever. He was actually in another BMX movie years later. He played the dad in the BMX movie. The movie wasn't that good, though. It was not about racing. It was about dirt jumping. And he played the main character's dad. Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot what the movie's called, dude, and I should have looked it up. My bad. I'll have to tell you later.
Okay. You remember the other night when I called you and I was trying to explain that movie to you?
Yeah.
The new movie that was horror?
Yeah.
The name of the movie is something Ride. The Ride.
That's the movie.
He played the father?
Yeah.
Ludacris was the father.
Hold on, let me look it up, dude, because now we're going to – I don't want to guess because we're going to get eaten alive if I get this wrong.
Ludacris played the stepfather, or the father. He adopted him. Okay,
I know what movie you're talking about. It's not the same one. Okay, Bill Allen, BMX movie. Okay, I know Rad's going to pop up, but he was in another one. It was actually pretty good. Okay, there's Rad. And, it doesn't even talk about the other one. Oh, my gosh, dude. But he did do another one where he played the father in the movie. And I completely forgot what that movie was called. And I don't think it ever released in theaters. I had to look it up online to find it and watch it. And that was like years ago, probably more than 10 years ago that I did that.
So after I talked to you, I called my son. And I was driving. I think I was in the middle of Wyoming. And in the middle of nowhere, bro. And I called my son. I go, hey, what was that movie? And he was like, he didn't know. He was like, what are you talking about? I go, we just saw it a couple years ago. And he goes, oh, you mean the one with Ludacris? I go, that's it. And he goes, it's called The Ride.
Is it just Ride or The Ride?
The Ride.
Okay. I know which one you're talking about.
Kind of a good movie. It was, at least it was more believable than the other one.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to rewrite Rad, I mean, what would be your premise? Would you want it to be 80s style racing, or would you want to use like a modern style?
It's a stupid ballet bicycle thing where they're like balancing like on like a seat, like come on, man.
Yeah, it was corny, Yeah, nobody would do that in real life.
It's just impossible. Like no one could do that.
Some of the scenes where the stunt double for Lori Loughlin, it's so funny, man, because they're like, there's a scene where they're riding through the park and they're following each other, her and Bill Allen, and they're bunny hopping on top of picnic tables, kind of like you used to. And there's one scene where you can only see the back of her. And it's clearly a dude with a wig, and his back is hella bigger.
Lori Loughlin then?
That I don't know. I don't know who did that one. I can't remember. Yeah, that's one I would love to know the answer to.
Maybe someone can put a comment in the comments.
Yeah, but it's clearly a dude. It's so funny. And I love Lori Loughlin, man. I think she's super hot. I'm not as much as like
Colin.
Yeah, Colin. Colin got crazy on that one. And then I was going to say the movie didn't actually officially release for 34 years is what they call the official release of the movie from the point where it came out. And it didn't come out on DVD until 2021 when they finally remastered it and put it on DVD, which I thought was kind of cool because you could only ever get it on VHS. So meaning that if you didn't have a bootleg copy of it, your videotape was going to be pretty bad by this time because, that was 1986, dude. By 2021, they finally remastered and redropped it. And now we even have Rad Day, which happens March 21st of every year. A few select theaters will release the movie for a day where you can go watch Rad in the theater, which I've done it 3 times. Well, 2 times. I missed the 3rd one. Yeah. Yeah. So it's cool when you go because it's like there's a movie theater in Manteca, California, and there's also a track in Manteca, California. So when I went to the movies to watch it last time, all the local racers were at the movie. So it's fun. The fun part about it is that there's little kids in there that have no idea what they're watching, and all the dads know exactly what it is, and all the funny little scenes, it still gets the same laughs. So it's fun to go watch it in the theater, and everybody gets their Rad shirts on and takes photos. It's all over Facebook when Rad Day comes out. So this year, Kevin, March 21st, you have to go see Rad in the movie theater. Yeah, you are a BMXPERTS Podcast member. You got to go see that.
I have a responsibility to the community.
Exactly. If we didn't live 9 hours apart, I'd be like, we're going to go to that movie that day, dude. Tell your boss you can't drive.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Too bad we live so far away from each other.
But yeah, that's the bummer part. But I think that's all I got, Kev. Oh, wait, no, I do. I have more topics. Just a couple more. Okay. So Hell Track. The starting hill at Hell Track was pretty much straight up and down. Very little angle on it. And originally the hill was too tall. They actually had to reduce the size of the starting hill because no rider could get down it safely. They just kept falling. And nobody wanted to ride it anyway. I think I mentioned Scott Clark didn't even want to go down it. So it would be going down the face of a wall. And then, I don't know, would you have tried it? What do you think?
I'd have to be on there first, and then I make a decision if I think I could do it.
Let's tell you right.
People did it, so it's not possible.
Yeah, it was possible to do it, and I'm telling you, like, if I was an extra in the movie, just to get more screen time, I'd be like, I got to man up and do this. I want to be in the movie. You know what I mean? But the qualifying rounds were a little more fun to watch, actually, than the actual race itself. I thought it was anyway, but that's just mine.
He cut the track into the forest, right?
Yeah.
Went through the bush he bunny hopped the log and shit and cut the track.
Yeah. Can you imagine that though, dude? You're like in an actual movie and they're saying, okay, everybody sprint. Man, that would have been awesome. I would have been like
that part didn't bother me. Okay, it was okay.
Yeah, I would, and the soundtrack to the movie is pretty cool. I don't know if you've ever listened to the music from the movie.
The Simian Angel, that's all I know about.
Oh, Kevin! God!
What else is in there?
Dude, there's at least 2 great songs in the movie. You just have to go back and listen to it, dude. I don't want us to get. I play it for you, but then you're going to have to edit it out. So never mind. All right. Let's see. 25 BMX pros appeared in the movie. Didn't realize there was that many, but they got 25 riders to be in that movie. They couldn't use regular actors because they couldn't duplicate the riding style that actual riders and pros could do, which is awesome if you think about it. You're like, yeah, not everybody can ride a BMX bike convincingly, except for BMX racers. So I thought that was a really cool topic. And then there was a gentleman that was in the background. His name was Ivan Brooker, and he ended up becoming the mayor of that town that they filmed in later on. And he was in the background of the movie. Yeah, I didn't know that one. And when you talked about the movie being called Balls Out, the reason they had to kill that is because the title of the movie would have been too risque to be a family movie. So they go, well, we're going to be appealing to kids, and you can't call it Balls Out because it could ruin the whole movie. And it would have sucked, dude. Can you imagine seeing, instead of a Rad poster, you got a Balls Out poster? I mean,
dude, I think it'd be badass, dude.
You think it would be badass? You have a Rad poster in your background, don't you, somewhere?
I have. It's over here. It's right here.
Yeah, I have one right here too.
I'm gonna name this episode the Balls Out episode.
There you go, man. You do whatever you want. You're the producer. All right, and then let's see. Bill Allen had to practice riding his bike in the hotel to kind of get a little more realistic of it, riding, and a lot of riders were riding with him up and down the hallways in the hotel. They got in trouble a couple times, you know, because they were getting a little crazy. But that sounded like a lot of fun to me. And the track got really wet at one point from the rain. They had a lot of rain. So Hal Needham had 2 helicopters come in and hover over the track to dry it down so that the next day they could ride on it. And that was awesome. Yeah, I didn't know that. But other than that, Kevin, that is 20 facts about Rad that you may not have known.
And I think I was watching an interview with Miranda, and he said that how he stole Hal Needham's motorcycle. Did you hear this?
Yeah, something about that. Yeah, he went riding on it.
Joyride, he got busted, and anyway, Hal Needham got all pissed off at him.
Yeah, he went riding into town with the thing or something like that. Well, that was fun, Kev. I know that we were going to talk a little bit about not Alan Foster, his brother.
Brian Foster.
Brian Foster, yeah. What's the video called again?
BF It.
BF It. So for Brian Foster, It, right?
Yeah. And apparently, so the same night that I was watching this Rad stuff, this Brian Foster video came on my feed on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And I clicked on it, and I was watching it, and fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, fascinating stuff. I was like, wow, I didn't know that. Now, a lot of his career was before I was gone. I was in the Marine Corps. I was doing my own thing. I was out of the so some of the stuff is the reason why I didn't know about it, but some of the stuff was very interesting, dude. And like, I called my son. My son rides pretty hard BMX.
Yeah.
And, I go, hey, dude, did you ever heard of this movie BF It? He goes, Dad, that was like 12 years ago that movie came out. I was like, oh, I don't know, man, but I thought it was great. And if anybody out there wants to see a really cool movie, just Google BF, or it might be a documentary or something, BF It on YouTube.
I'm going to tell you, Kev, I'm almost embarrassed because I look at BMX content all the time on YouTube so I can create my own content. I review stuff. And I didn't even know that existed. I was like, how did I not know that wasn't there? And there was a few things about Brian Foster. I always knew he was a great racer, but man, that dude was an amazing jumper. Like, you know, he did the X Games. You know, he's done what is it? I forgot what the dirt contests are called.
King of Dirt.
King of Dirt. Yeah, he was massive on that. And the dude was just. He could kind of do the Bo Jackson thing, like I'm a badass racer and I'm badass in the freestyle world.
But okay,
you know what I mean?
It fascinates me that you never heard of this grand title for the amateur, or was it an amateur title? It was amateur title that he was, and you've never heard about this. You've never, huh?
It was a pro title, dude.
It was a pro title. And you never heard about it. You never clipped it. You've never reviewed the races. So I got that.
I had reviewed that race. I have reviewed that race, but I didn't put any emphasis on Brian Foster because, dude. And if I could recap this, Kevin, if you don't mind.
Recap it, dude.
Yeah, I think what it was 1990. What do you remember? What grands it was? 96, 95 or 96. Yeah. So this dude is like. Brian Foster had an amazing ABA racing year. I mean, he killed it. He was in contention for the title.
He was a favorite for the title.
Favorite for the title.
6 or better, and he won the title.
Right, and you got Gary Ellis, which arguably speaking is the GOAT, right? Who's up for the title as well. Gary goes down, in the semis? So now all he has to do, Brian has to do, is finish 6th. That's it. Finish 6th, dude. And he's got 3 chances to do it. Blows up in the first round, crashes, right? They're like, no problem. You got 2 more chances, dude. There's no way you're not going to finish 6th. Blows up in the second one, right? And then third one, I think he finished higher. He finished better, but he still didn't do enough to get 6th.
Yeah. Oh no. After the first race, the first main, he had to get a 6th or better.
Right.
But then the second main, he had to get a 4th or better.
Okay.
Because as the mains go, he had to get a better spot.
Got to finish higher. Yeah.
Right. And then I think by the third race, he had to get a third or better to get the title. And then he got like a fourth or a fifth.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking, dude. He was like, and nobody really understood what happened. They're like, what happened? Because he killed it all year long.
Yeah.
All he had to do was have an average showing, and he would have got the title.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Kevin, that escaped me. I've read magazines. I've watched that particular race, which I'm going to now go back and rewatch. And I'm like, holy moly, how did I not know that shit? I just didn't know it.
And did you catch the POW stuff that they had on the beginning?
Yeah, dude, I did. Yeah.
So we've talked to Salami about this ad nauseum, or not maybe ad nauseum, but we've talked to Salami about the POW house, right?
Right.
And they went to the POW house, they interviewed, and they had some clips from, original clips, right, from like back when it was happening. They went back and got the original footage, and they put it in the documentary.
Did you see John in the background anywhere? I was trying to see if he was in there somewhere.
I didn't look.
Yeah, I wouldn't recognize him as a young guy. So I'm like, I wonder if he's back there, because that was the first thing that came to mind. And then the following year, Brian gets this great start in the AVA. He's already doing really well. And they decided to do a random drug testing. But they were saying that they were trying to bust, I hate to say, because I know it's a rumor, but they were trying to bust, I think, Christian Besserine for steroid use. So that they decided they're gonna do. They kept saying they're trying to catch a French guy. So I was thinking they were talking about Christian Besserine. That's my guess, right? And so anyway, he got high. He's a weed smoker. So of course they found that he was on, he was under the influence, and he got suspended from the AVA for like I don't know how many months.
But
so he had to focus.
He was ready for Schwinn, and he told Schwinn the night before the drug test, and they're all, who cares? Go ahead and take the test.
Yeah, you're like, whatever, we don't care. Because I guess
he actually told them, I'm going to fail if they test me. And they said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they didn't care. I guess they're all pot smokers.
I until I watched the movie, I thought it was all like scandalous, like he tried to get underneath the radar. But no, he was upfront about it, and they said, don't take the test. And then they still didn't want to suspend him, right? It was the ABA that – Schwinn didn't care. It was the ABA that suspended him, right?
Yeah, ABA did, because he had that great deal with Airwalk and Schwinn, which was massive, and he was making a lot of money. Him and Alan were both under the Airwalk label. And I thought that was really cool. And I think I remember in the movie, he goes, I don't know, man, I wear Vans. He goes, no, dude, you need to wear these Airwalks because there's a lot of money involved.
More Airwalks now, bro.
Yeah. And
NBL didn't even care. It was just ABA.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's legal now, so I don't know if it would be a big deal. But, I don't smoke, but obviously he was in the POW. I think they all smoke.
And it was only for that or for a year, so it wasn't an indefinite suspension. So he could come back if he wanted to. He just found dirt jumping and went crazy.
Yeah, it's weird because you said your son's a hardcore racer. Not racer. He's a hardcore street rider, dirt jumper, all that. So those kind of kids really look up to Alan, or not. I'm sorry, I keep calling him Alan.
Brian.
They keep looking up at him as a superhero, dude. He's like legendary.
He's like our Bob Harrow. That's how they look at him.
Yeah. He's just like legend. He was in his 40s, still killing it out there. You know
who they love more than Brian Foster?
Who's that?
Dennis McCoy.
For real,
dude. If you mention Dennis, like I could go hang out with my son's friends and say Dennis McCoy. They're all Dennis McCoy is a fucking goat, man. He's the best.
No way.
Yeah, Dennis McCoy. It's pretty close. Dennis McCoy is very popular with the new generation, the young generation.
Dude, he was a massive freestyler, street rider. He could do ramps, flatland.
He's still.
Does he still do it for real?
I'm pretty sure he still rides. It's up to Brian. Brian still rides, but I think McCoy's like our age or like my age or older. He might be in his 60s.
I think he's closer to your age than my age. He's older than me, I think.
I think Brian Foss is probably closer to your age.
Yeah, he was born in 72, I think. So he's 2 years younger than I am.
Okay.
You know, but I got to tell you though, man, that Dennis McCoy thing, you bring that up. I heard a quick interview with him one time, and he goes, "I had the same routine, man. I would sleep he'd sleep half the day. Then I'd get up, and I'd go to no. He said I got up early in the morning. I'd go to McDonald's. I'd get 2 sausage and egg McMuffins. I'd go ride for 6 hours, come home and just sleep, and then just do the whole cycle over and over again. He was so focused. All he did was practice. That's crazy, yeah.
Dude, did I ever tell you I went to Sheep Hills once?
Did you really?
Yeah. So
did you ride or did you just go there?
No, I tried to ride. Okay, so this is probably, I think I went with Alan.
Yeah.
I think Alan showed me where it was. My brother, our kids, and Alan, we were dirt jumping.
Right.
By the beach I don't even know what beach it was. And I had tried to find Sheep Hills before on my own. I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
I think, Alan, if you're out there watching this, I'm sorry if you weren't there, but I think it was Alan.
Yeah.
Showed us where Sheep was.
Right.
And if you look at where the videos that had at Brian at Sheep, there's stuff that's clearable.
Yeah.
When I went there, dude, when I went there, I was like, holy shit. Everything was enormous, dude. I was like, there's no way. Even the modern dirt jumps, dude, they're very almost like half pipes in a way, right? They've just got a lot of vert. My kids couldn't even do it. And my kids, were like I don't know, 13, maybe 12, and they were like, no, we're not doing it either. So I saw it, I go, wow, that's really bitching, but I didn't do nothing. We just left. But I can say that I've been to Sheep.
There you go. Hey, I don't. A lot of the modern day big jumps, I don't have interest in it either. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna break my ass on that. But I saw some clips of, we're talking about Brian Foster. I saw some clips of him. He's ultra smooth, dude. And what I like about his riding style, he's very race riding style. Still, man, he's like tabletops and 360 tabletops, and he's not into like a lot of the back flips and all the the bar spins and all that, tail whips. He's just got a very classic riding style, but he does it so clean. He wins competitions because he's just so clean.
Did you catch the part when he was colorblind? He was painting frames for Cyclecraft. That's hilarious, man. Like,
you're colorblind, dude.
They were saying how like Cyclecraft was known for their wild, outrageous paint jobs, and they figured out, oh well, he's painting them. That's why they're all crazy.
He couldn't see what he was painting. That's all funny, dude. Yeah, that's all. I'm sorry I didn't write notes about that, Kevin. I'm going off the top of my head, and I watched that.
That's cool. The notes. Facts do not enter this podcast, bro. We make this shit up as we go.
Yeah, I try to be prepared, and then because I knew you wanted to talk about both videos, and I go, oh, I don't have enough time to rewatch that. Because I just ran out of time, and I was going to rewatch.
It went from square one in Maryland, him and Alan growing up, their first race, all the way till whatever 2012 or
it was probably 2012, I think, was when the video was made.
If anybody's out there that you haven't seen this movie or documentary, whatever else it's called, you need to check it out. It's really cool.
I thought it was awesome. Hey, man, it shows them on their big wheels. It goes that far back, and their dad was a motorcycle racer, I think, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Yeah. So I thought it was awesome. I mean, I definitely think it's something that I would love to rewatch. I intended to watch it just so I could have more facts, so we have more dialogue. But we did pretty good, I think, off the top of our head, right?
Yeah. No, I'm friendly with Alan, but we're not. I met Alan through my brother. They worked together at Felt, so that's how my brother knew Alan, and that's how I went riding with Alan. So just for anybody's wonder, I don't know Alan.
He remembered you.
He remember me?
Yeah, because he was with Salami on an interview not long ago. Yeah, and I think I mentioned, because I put in the comments, I go, hey, what's up, guys? And he said, he goes, oh, yeah, I know him. He's on that podcast. I worked with his brother.
Him and my brother and him are really tight, really tight. Like,
are they really?
Yeah, my brother calls Alan's children foster children. He's like, hey, how's your foster children?
That's funny, man.
All
yeah,
right,
man,
anyway.
So anyway, thanks for kind of watching the movie, Kev. I mean, you did pretty good.
I dipped my toe, dude. I dipped my toe.
Dipped your toe. So, I mean, the premise of the movie, just so you know, he's a non-racer kind of guy. Well, maybe a local racer. They don't even touch on that in the movie. Did he race before? I don't think he did, though, because there was no he didn't even have proper race gear. But they rode ramps, they jumped, they did everything BMX. Didn't look like he was a racer. The race just showed up in their town, and he signed up for it. And they don't really give him any history. I think that's kind of where they could have done better, maybe show that he was a great local racer, and then plugged him in. I thought that would have made it a little more realistic. If I was to redo the movie, I'd probably add that. And a lot of other things, needless to say.
This is kind of a cool episode, dude. Maybe we should see if there's any other BMX movies out there that we can. I kind of like this. This is kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. We just have to pick one and just watch it. And I could, obviously, I can talk all day about it.
Well, the Ride. If you want to search The Ride. It's on YouTube. I think you got to pay for it, but it's a pretty good movie. Ludacris is married to his wife, and they adopt a kid that's troubled, and they want to try to get him out of trouble, and he comes home one day, and there's like a brand new
It's a dirt jumping bike, right?
Yeah, it was like I forgot the name of the Haros in the mid-90s. Anyways, it was a Haro. And he goes, are you trying to bribe me with this bike? He's like, absolutely. So he gets on the bike and he starts riding. And it turns out this guy ended up working. He's like an executive at Haro. Like he worked at Haro.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. At the time the movie was made, I think he was like the senior vice president of something at Haro.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm going to go back and rewatch that movie because I know I've seen it. I watched it before. But like I said, I had to look it up online in order to find it. Yeah. But it was a pretty good movie, needless to say. I liked it.
Yeah.
I would love – would you think that we should have a new race movie, man? Don't you think we're due to have a good BMX, high budget, done correctly BMX movie?
Fuck yes, dude. Like, have you ever seen the movie Supercross?
Hell yeah. Dude. Supercross is awesome.
Do that with BMX, man.
Now you're talking.
Supercross was believable. It was entertaining.
Yeah, like wasn't it two brothers and one of them got the factory ride and the other brother was just a badass local and they raced at the end, right? Yeah, or something like that.
The dude from what's that show with William H. Macy on Netflix? They're all drug addicts.
Dang, I don't know, dude. I can't remember.
The guy that got the factory ride was from Reba, the show Reba.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the guy.
Okay.
He was like playing on Reba.
Yeah, so if you did kind of like a Supercross storyline on BMX, I mean, I think answering my own question when I asked you earlier, I would love to see it more in the 80s version of it and maybe see some kid work his way up the local ranks, get his shot at the pros, go from there.
Or either way, Either way, I mean, even I would watch it now.
Yeah. I mean, think about the way the Rocky movie is. You know, you and I talk about Rocky all the time. So if the BMX story kind of went along, I think Rick Carter talked about it. If the BMX story went along the storyline of Rocky, that might work. You know what I mean? You know, it could be something like that. Straight underdog story.
I picture I think there was a part of Supercross when they're in the pits and the team managers are arguing and stuff. I imagine that the team pits at the Grands race before the race of champions. You know who's going to win the main and that type of head games. That would be kind of sick too for current day.
Yeah, man. I'm going to have to just write. I'm going to write a script. You know what, Kevin? I'm writing a script. That's it. I'm just going to make it.
Refinance your house, and we'll produce it, dude.
We'll refinance your house. But yeah, but that was pretty cool, man. I don't have anything else on those movies, man. Did you have any other topics you wanted to go over tonight?
Let me think here. Let me think. Well, no, but I was watching. Let's switch gears a little bit. I was watching a Law and Order marathon the other day. Are you a Law and Order fan?
I've seen them. Dun dun dun.
Okay, yeah. All right. So you're not a fan. So I was gonna see who your favorite. I was wondering who your favorite.
No. Wait. Is Ice T in one of those shows? Or am I thinking something?
SVU or something like that.
So that's the same thing, right? The same show?
Law and Order is much better than the other ones.
Okay.
But anyways, I'll probably have to cut this part out because it fell short. But I'm trying to think of what else we could talk about.
Well, I mean, if you think about TV shows from the 80s, man, was that go back that far? Law and Order's got history, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, early 80s. Yeah.
It goes back that far?
Yeah.
Wow. I used to I definitely liked watching, there was a show that came out in the 90s, early 90s. It was called NYPD Blue. Have you ever seen that one?
Dennis Franz. It was okay. I didn't like it that much.
I liked that one, but it got kind of weird when they brought on the other guy,
Jimmy Smith?
Yeah. Well, he did it pretty good, right?
I like Jimmy Smith.
Yeah, what was the redheaded guy's name? The one he was in Rambo as well.
Yeah.
He blew up because of that show.
He did the movie Jade.
Yeah, he made a mistake, dude. He quit the show to become a movie star, and his movies flopped. David Caruso, a redheaded guy, right?
Yeah.
He was really good in the in NYPD Blue, but in Rambo,
he was the only nice guy in Rambo.
Yeah, he was the nice guy.
Yeah. Crazy.
Oh, hey, I was going to tell you, speaking of movies, so there is a movie coming out about Sylvester Stallone making Rocky.
Oh, dude, it's going to be sick.
Yeah, and the guy who plays young Sylvester Stallone, I saw a little photo of him on Google.
Looks just like him.
Looks just like him, dude. So I guess the movie's going to be about him, his struggles and making that movie and the whole nine. I don't know. Is Sylvester Stallone involved with that? Do you know?
What was that?
You know if Sylvester Stallone is involved with that? He must be.
I bet she's not.
Oh, man. That's going to be awesome, though, right?
Yeah, dude. I'd like to find out how Sylvester Stallone lost control of his own movie franchise.
Oh, what's the guy's name that produced it? Winkler?
Chartoff.
Yeah, so they had like a falling out, apparently, and I think it happened during the Creed movies. And he'd lost control of the franchise or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but I'm kind of curious on. He can get in arguments with people, but that doesn't mean he loses the franchise.
Maybe not. But he didn't want to be involved with the Creed movie. Like, if you notice the last two Creed movies, or the last Creed movie, I can't remember exactly, Sylvester Stallone's not in the last one.
Well, I saw an interview with Stallone, and he said he didn't want nothing to do with any of them until they talked him into it. Yeah.
Oh, he didn't want anything. Yeah, which is, one of the biggest mistakes I want to say about the Rocky franchise, dude, is they killed off Apollo Creed too soon, I think. You know what I mean? Did he have to die in Rocky IV? Would it made the movie have less of an impact if he didn't die in the movie? What do you think?
Apollo Creed was great. I love Apollo Creed, dude.
Yeah.
He was by far the best villain, dude, by far.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, but Rocky V is, I can barely watch that movie, dude. I did not like Rocky V.
It doesn't bother me, dude. So,
yeah.
I was watching a Rocky alternate universe YouTube video where they're talking about what happened. Have you heard? Okay, so tell me if you've heard this before. That after Rocky beats Clubber Lang.
I just read about that.
You know what I'm talking about?
I just read about it.
So they're saying that Rocky beats Clubber Lang and goes on and abdicates the title. And then Clubber Lang goes on to fight Union Kane. Union Kane beats Clubber Lang for the title. And then Tommy Morrison comes in and then beats Union Kane for the title. So you've heard this
before. Very good, Kevin.
And everyone was saying, that's bullshit. There's no way that Union Kane could have beat Clubber Lang, right?
Yeah, because Union Kane went down quickly, man. Tommy Morrison Tommy Gunn beat him down. But, but the timeline doesn't make sense either because that's just too far apart. Well, maybe not. I guess it's possible because Union Kane gets the title because Rocky fights Drago and he forfeits his title because it's not sanctioned, right? The fight. That's how he loses the title. And so Union Kane inherits the title since he's the #1 ranked fighter, right? Am I getting it right?
Clubber Lang ends up getting the title back after Rocky gives the title back, and then Union Kane beats Clubber Lang for the title.
That's what it is, yeah. Because so Clubber Lang is still considered ranked #1, and then he loses to Union Kane. And it was in the middle of the night, and I almost texted you, dude, check this out. So it's so cool.
If you could come up with one trivia, okay, I'm going to throw a question out to you. What was the chauffeur's name that he goes, when he told Rocky, hey, take him to the zoos. Retards love the zoo. What was that guy's name? Do you know?
Oh, I could picture his face.
Okay, I don't know his name off the top of my head either.
Yeah.
No.
No.
But what was the name of the bookie?
But oh my God, I don't even remember, dude.
The bookie's name was Gazzo.
That's the mob boss, right? Gazzo?
The guy that pays Rocky to collect for him.
Yeah. So isn't he like in the mafia though?
I don't think he ever says he's in the mafia. He might be.
Was he really?
He was in The Godfather.
Oh yeah. I remember him telling Rocky, "Hey, some people just hate." Yeah, I remember him telling him that, but I can't remember what the guy's name was.
And then he's driving away. He goes, "Hey, don't forget what I said." He goes, "What was that? Take her to the zoo. Retards love the zoo."
Oh man, dude.
What? Try to stump me. Do you have any questions that you could, any facts you could ask me about?
Yeah, I could try. Let's see. What were the turtles? I think I asked you what the turtles' names were before.
That's easy.
What's the dog's name?
Buttkiss. You already asked me that too.
All right. So when Rocky goes into the pet store in Rocky 1, the first one, to go talk to Adrian for the first time, they're on scene together. What is she feeding?
Wow, dude. I want to say she was feeding Buttkiss.
Oh, it was birds. She was working with the birds.
What was the name of the pet shop?
Oh, you dirty dog. I have no idea.
Like Amy's Pet Shop or something like that.
Okay, so what's the gym called then?
Mighty Mix.
Mighty Mix, dude. Good job, man.
So
okay, so do you know, I got one. Do you know what the outcome was? Rocky 3, the end of the movie, Apollo Creed, Rocky are fighting each other with nobody around. They both swing to hit each other. The movie stops. Do you know what the outcome of that was?
Yeah, Apollo won.
Is that? How do you know that, dude?
And Creed won. He admits it to Creed.
Oh, he admits it to him, huh?
You're not as big a fan as I thought you were, man.
No, I remember that scene. They were in Adrian's restaurant.
And he goes, and he asked, Michael B. Jordan asked Rocky, hey, rumor has it that you guys had a third fight.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, we had a third fight. And he goes, who won that? And he goes, he did.
Yeah, because my cousin had told me a long time ago, I think it's in the book, dude, and don't quote me on this because I could be completely wrong, but they hit each other, they both go down again, they get up, shake hands, and walk out of the gym. That's the story I had heard of what actually happened. Huh?
That's not in the movie.
It's not in the movie at all because it's in the book. They don't show it in the movie. So they hit each other and they both go down. And just like in Rocky 2, And then they got, because you remember in Rocky IV, he definitely had the black eye. Yeah. So, he did connect. But that's how I heard it years before Creed ever came out. That's how I heard it.
That still didn't say who won the fight, though.
No, it would have been a draw.
Creed won. He tells Michael B. Jordan that Apollo beat him.
So we need to know exactly what happened in that fight. That's what I want to know, dude. What happened in that fight for real, though, man? That's what I want to know.
I saw an interview with Dolph Lundgren. I'm a big Dolph Lundgren fan, too.
Okay.
And he said that he had 7 lines total in that whole movie.
I just watched that, too.
Shut up, dude.
Dude, they said you had some were in Russian and some were in English. Tell us what your lines
were in Russian, the rest were in English.
Yeah, I swear to God, dude, I literally just watched that on YouTube the other day.
I fight, so the 2 Russian lines were, I fight for myself, I fight to win.
Yes.
And then, the other one was, he's like a piece of iron.
Yeah, he said he's not human. He's like a piece of iron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you I watched it, man. And then so he said I must break you. That was one of his lines, right?
In English.
And I didn't know this, but it's like they're getting ready to fight in the final round, Rocky and Drago, right? And I always thought he said, "You will lose." He didn't say that. He said, "To the end." Did you know that?
He does say you will lose at one point, right?
No, dude. I always thought all these years he said you will lose, but he said till the end or something like that. It's the last thing he says to Rocky before they finish their last round. Now you have to go back and watch that scene because it's the last thing he mutters to him. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought he said you're dead. I thought he said that to him. He does say you will lose. But he did say, I thought I always say you're dead. But he didn't say that. He just said, till the end. I just never understood it until the other night when I watched that little clip.
Wow, dude.
That's funny, yeah.
What was Dolph Lundgren's first movie?
Oh, no. I was going to say that was he did a movie with Bruce Lee's son, right? But that was after. With Brandon Lee. Did you ever see that movie?
No, but he played a henchman in James Bond. The one View to a Kill, the one with Grace Jones.
Oh, he was in that. Oh wait, he even dated Grace Jones.
And Grace Jones got him in the movie. Nice,
Kev. Yeah. See, I kind of put that together.
Yeah, and what else? You don't like Creed, man. Creed's awesome, dude. I love Creed.
I like Creed movies, but dude, I couldn't get into them the same way for some reason.
The only problem I have with Creed is that there's no way that Michael B. Jordan's gonna beat the shit out of that dude that
play Drago's son.
Drago's son. That dude's like 6'5" and Michael B. Jordan's like 5'10". Like, no way, dude. And then the third one, David Benavides, the guy that has the title, the Mexican guy.
Yeah.
That guy, he's like a middleweight. He's not even a heavyweight. He's like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in real life, he's a real fighter.
Wow.
He was a world champion, but I think he was like a middleweight. He wasn't even a heavyweight fighter, and he's supposed to be the heavyweight champion of the world.
I would think that Michael B. Jordan would be more like a super middleweight. I don't see him being heavyweight.
No, he'd be a cruiserweight.
Yeah, there you go. He wouldn't be a heavyweight, but neither would Rocky. He wouldn't be a heavyweight.
That's true.
Yeah, because he's clearly too small. Yeah, he would have been too small to be a heavyweight. There was supposed to be a fight this month with Jake Paul and Cervante Davis, and they canceled it. It was supposed to happen on the 14th. Those fights, they piss me off, dude, because I always fall for it. I go, oh, maybe it's going to be good. But when he fought Tyson, it was clearly like, I don't want to say scripted, dude, but they definitely had agreements. Because there were some parts where Mike could have just unloaded on him, and he didn't. And he kept biting his glove and holding back. And then there was some times where I think that even Jake Paul could have got him, but he was clearly holding back. So I think they made like a gentleman's agreement. Let's not make each other look bad.
Dude, have you seen the George Foreman movie?
Oh, that's a great movie, dude.
That's an awesome movie, dude.
Yeah, movie, that's one I would highly recommend if you haven't seen it.
The Foreman biopic, dude. That was an awesome movie, and awesome movie, dude.
Have you seen Southpaw?
Yes. Who's in Southpaw?
Southpaw is that forgot the Rachel. Which was it? Rachel McAdams, is that her name? She plays the wife in the movie, and then it's I can't remember the actor's name, but he was in the remake of Roadhouse. He got really shredded up for that movie.
Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, he's in Southpaw, and that's a great boxing movie, dude.
It's UFC fighting, right?
The Southpaw is boxing. And 50 Cent.
Oh, yeah, I have seen that. Yeah.
That's a great movie. If you like boxing movies, that's really good one, dude. And you can find that one streaming just about everywhere. That one's really, really good.
Yeah.
And then, as far as boxing movies go, dude, anytime there's a boxing movie, I always want to watch. I always dig boxing movies, man. I'm like them all.
Now that I box, it's like I go, oh man, that guy he didn't know how to hit, he didn't know how to punch. Now that I know, you teach me a little bit, and then I'm a critic of everything.
So when you go in to hit the bag, dude, did somebody work with you on that, or is it just you learn?
I've done it for 4 years now. Yeah.
So are you with the trainer, or is it just you just working out?
Yeah, I do it myself now, but for almost 3 years, I had a personal trainer that showed me how to fight, and it was fun, dude.
Yeah.
But I think I told Salami where I never really got trained on hard incoming punches, like people trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
Like really getting in the shell and like letting people tee off on me. I never had that, and I wish I did. I was always trying to like duck and dive and jive and but yeah, man, it's pretty fun. But there's a guy by the name of, do you know who Tyrus is?
No.
So Tyrus is a former wrestler, and he's on Fox News, a contributor for political stuff. He's like, oh man, he must be 6'7", 6'8", 320, 350 pounds.
Wow, that's a massive dude.
I follow him on Instagram, and he hits the bag. And this guy, he could probably rip the bag off the wall, off the ceiling, and he just kind of goes like this, like kind of like just tapping the bag. I go, dude, hit the bag, man. He's like just like pitter pattering it, and it drives me crazy. Like,
you want to hear him hit it hard, huh?
Yeah.
So I'm looking it up right now, Kevin. I went to the movies by myself a couple weeks ago, and I saw, it's The Rock's movie. It's called Smashing Machine, and he plays like an early UFC fighter before it was UFC. It was just the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and it's a true story, man. It was by a UFC champion named Mark Kerr. It was his life story, and The Rock plays him, and they do all these prosthetics on his face. He doesn't even look like The Rock, and it's amazing, dude. I went and saw it. There was only like 5 other people in the theater. It's like one of those rad scenarios. There was almost nobody there, and I was just bored. I'm like single again. Sometimes I'm bored, man. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go to the movies. Forget it. So I go and I watch it, and it's really good, dude.
When did it come out?
It came out this last month.
How can I watch it? I don't know.
Well, it's called The Smashing Machine, and let me see if it's streaming somewhere for you, because I really enjoyed that movie, dude. I thought it was great. Let me see here. It's coming up. My phone's going really slow. I don't think it's streaming yet, dude. You would probably have to rent it. But it didn't do very good at the box office. Matter of fact, they said it was kind of a box office flop. But I went and watched it because I'm like, I don't know. I'll watch it. It's a fighting movie. And it was great, dude. He played the role really, really well. Like, the guy had a lot of drug problems and steroid problems and painkiller problems, and it was great though. I thought it was awesome. I mean, you got to check it out. Have you ever seen the movie The Quiet Place? Oh yeah, there was the woman, the lady that was in that starred in there, played the wife. She was in that movie. She played his wife. I forgot her name, but it was a great movie, dude. Definitely, you might want to watch that one.
You want to? Can I ask you what you thought about the last couple episodes
of our shows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to tell you. I was telling Kevin before we started recording. I went back and I watched the Red Devil episode, and it's a similar episode to like we're doing tonight, where it's just me and Kevin just kind of talking. That's one of my favorite episodes, and it's only got about 300 views, but it's like such a good episode, dude. If you're going to go back and watch one, you got to go back and watch that. Yeah,
that's great for my channel, dude. I don't get thousands of views like you do.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good, yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of clips on there that I was thinking to myself, I got to make some shorts out of this. It's really, really good. The Hutch episode was really, really good. I thought that one was awesome. We had a couple guests on, and the one with John Salami was, man, I can't tell you how many shorts we got out of that one. That guy's such a great talker. That was a really good one.
That's probably my favorite recent one out of the last 10 or 12.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Yeah,
that was a really, really good one. I like that one a lot. And I know that you ever know, like, as soon as you say till next week the tracks goes, peace out, I already know if I'm gonna like the episode or not. Do you have the same thing?
If you're gonna like the episode?
Yeah, if you're gonna like the episode.
Do
you ever get up and say, that's not gonna be that good?
I'm a hard critic of my own videos and our videos, so I'm like, oh man, I hope that comes out good. I always have that kind of sense, but then when I rewatch it, it's always better than I thought it was going to be.
True.
Always. Yeah, always. Yeah, because even when I finish my own stuff, Kevin, I'm like, I go, I don't know, man. I don't know if that was my best. And then I edit it and I put it together. I go, oh, that's pretty good. And then the same thing happens with our shows. You know, when we had Shane on, Shane's picture was just not good. You and I had talked about it. I'm like, oh man, he's really grainy and it's very pixelated. But when I rewatched the show, I go, it's actually a pretty good show still. You know, so it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I think there's a small portion of the viewers out there that they care, but for the most part, I bet you no one really even gives a shit. I bet you there's a certain amount of people out there that probably don't even watch it. They probably just listen to it when they're at work
driving
or something like that.
Yeah, and I listened to the one we had with Mark Jackson again. I got a good clip out of that one. But it made me think, and I was going to bring up to you, is we have to make sure that their volume is good, because Mark was saying good things, but it was hard to hear him. And I go, dang, we got to bring him back, because I think we need to do him more justice. Because I was like looking for clips, and I go, I can't hear him that well. And then, but if I turn up the volume on my recording, then I'm way too loud, or you're way too loud. So I couldn't find the right balance for that one. But that was a good.
I can never hear anybody. Most of the time, I'm like, "What the hell did you just say?" And then I'll ask the same question that he just answered.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you, Kev. With this, it's not just a microphone; it's my speaker. So with this plugged in to my laptop, you hear me clearly, obviously. But I hear you coming out of the speaker. So that's why when you ask me, how do they sound? I go, they sound great, because it's really loud and it's right in front of me. So that might be something you might want to invest in. It'll like make your life a little easier.
I just want to say about the Holly Dunn episode was phenomenal. I think that's probably the largest one that we've done together, I believe.
Yeah, Holly's was great because it was the first time we had a woman on. I mean, it made a difference to have a woman on, and she was great.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like super attractive and has great BMX history, and she was easy to talk to. She's super nice. I was like, man, that was a great guest.
Yeah. But so no more green screens going forward, man. No offense, Shane, but
Yeah, we gotta cut it out. If you want your bike in the background, dude, figure out a way to get your bike in the background. Because we've had a lot of people move their camera around just to make sure they have their stuff in the background.
Everybody, I think it's because we have our bikes in the background that everybody thinks that they have to have their bike in the background.
It's not necessary. It's
right.
a cool.
People have said that. People have said, "Oh, I need to get my bike in the background." I go, "No, you don't. You're fine. As long as you're centered in the picture and I can hear you, that's all that matters."
I think it's just for the aesthetic. Oh, I want to have the same background. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I get it from a sense. But there's a lot of good ones back there, and I've been revisiting our shows just because I've been trying to get shorts out of them. I wanted to go back to the Mike Miranda one and rewatch that one. I definitely think that was one of our first collabs, I think.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah, one of the first ones, yeah.
Yeah, so that one's really good. And and Shane had brought up to me the other night. He goes, it's almost Grands. Are you guys going to do the last championship for the?
I thought about this, dude.
Yeah.
There's 4 people that we need to bring back.
Okay, let me write this down. Okay, who are we looking for?
Marty.
Okay, Marty. Shane.
Colin.
And
Salami. Those are the 4 finalists.
Because those were probably the ones that were kind of the best at not to say that the other ones weren't good, but they did the best, I think.
Well, yeah. I think that all of them beat me except for I think I tied Shane. I tied Colin, and I tied Colin. I think I've lost everybody else.
So we're gonna do the Grands episode. We'll call it that. Grands trivia. And then we'll have do
we do a semi and then a main? Am I in the semis or the mains, or is it just the guests?
Damn, that's a good one. Do you want to go against these guys? I think you should. Or do you want to?
We would have to have 2 semis. We'd have to pair up Salami and Marty, and then Colin and Shane, and let them duke it out. And then the winner of that goes into the main.
So that's 2 shows. If you want to do it that way.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2 shows.
So if you have the issue that I was going to ask you is if we had all 4 of them go at it at the same time, can StreamYard support that sort of thing?
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to have a main.
You sure?
Yeah, dude. Isn't that more exciting? You got to get out of the semi. You got to get to the main. You got to get it first.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could do it that way. I don't know. For some reason, dude, I got this thing where I think I want them all on at once, and then just go for it.
That's 6 people on the podcast at once, and 5 playing.
Yeah, so I would say no interviews, no chit chat. We're just gonna go right into the game and see who the champ is.
Okay, whoever, if you're out there watching, and give us your opinion. Do you want us to whittle it down to two different games, or do you think we should have one battle royale episode where all 4 of them goes against each other?
Yeah, my vote's for the 4. Plus, we just don't have a lot of time, Kevin. The Grands is in a couple weeks.
Okay.
So if we're gonna do this before the Grands, then we need to get it going. So if you want to do it in 2 shows, then we probably are gonna have to do it.
I'm okay with doing the 1 minute. So
yeah.
I guess we need to reach out to.
So we need Marty, Shane, Colin, and John Salami. Those are our finalists for the championship.
Now, out of all those people, do you have a favorite?
I think Colin.
Is it bad place for us to pick a favorite at this point?
No, if you want me to give you a prediction, I'm going to tell you what my prediction is. Okay.
All right. Love prediction.
I got Colin finishing 1st. I got Salami finishing 2nd. Shane 3rd. Marty 4th. I'm gonna call it, and it's recorded. That's my prediction.
I agree with that. Except I'm going to put Salami in 1, Colin at 2.
Shane 3rd. Marty 4th. So Marty's going to have to shut us up, dude. We both put him in fourth. But you're not going to – do you want to play with them? Do you think it would be fun for you to get in there?
Yeah, I'll play.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm going to do – do you want to do all BMX or do you want pop culture in there?
I was just going to ask you that same question, dude.
Yeah, I kind of think we should stick with the format and put them both in there. Yeah, so we can do that. And then because there's 4, potentially 5 guys playing if you play.
You're going to need 100 questions, dude.
I was going to say at least 60.
Or no, yeah, 60, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I normally do 30, about 30-ish, 15. So, yeah, I could probably do that. I just need to know when we got – what we should do, dude, is let's start a group chat on Facebook and then just say, hey, you guys, we want to do a championship. You're the 4 finalists, so what day do you want to do it? We'll tell them what day we want to film. Because it's really – we're at the mercy of your schedule anyway, right? Yeah, you are the producer and the truck driver.
The producer extraordinaire, dude.
Yeah,
I think you have more control of the show, even though I'm the producer. I think that every time you're like, I gotta come up with topics. I'm all, bitching. I don't have to think about nothing today.
All you got to do is respond to what I'm saying, and then you're doing all the editing because I got to do my own editing. I can't do your editing too. But yeah,
dude, now you bring some editing, dude. Every time I edit the damn video, dude, I think of, this is gonna drive Danny crazy. He's gonna say, "What the hell you use this picture for?" And he's gonna fix it on his edit. I don't think that
okay, so there's 2 things that you do that I always go, "What the hell, Kevin?"
What is it?
When you do the shorts on YouTube, I'm like, why is one person hella big and all 3 are on the bottom? I look at that, I go, why does he film it like
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because when you remix the video, the clip, it will not show all 3 faces.
Oh, okay. So there's a way you can get around that. Okay, so at least with the editor I use, it's called UCut. And so what it does is it gives you 4 or 5 different formats you can use to edit your video. So for example, if you want it on the original, if you want it for YouTube, if you want it for TikTok, if you want it for Instagram. So you can select which one you want. So typically when I do our shorts, I might select the TikTok version because it makes it narrow and everybody fits. That's why I have so much space on the top and bottom. And I insert dialogue and then photos on the bottom. So
I have 4 options.
Okay.
I can go dead center.
Right.
2 of us where you see the guy in the middle and you can see half of the 2 guys on the sides.
Right.
Or you can go 2 on the bottom or 3 small ones on the bottom.
Yeah.
1 on the top or 3 on the top and 1 on the bottom. And I choose the 1 with the 3 on the bottom. Now, because I've tried to screen record it, shrink it. I've tried to move it around, manipulate it. I can't do it. I tried to screen record it and save it as a reel, and it won't let me. It'll come up as a regular video. So that's why I do that.
Okay.
For the record, I hate it. I hate it. But if this comes to a point where I like it bothers me, but I'll do it and I'll get 750 views in like 15 minutes, dude. It's like, whoa! I don't think it bothers anybody else, really.
Yeah, I have to catch up with you on the shorts because mine do pretty good, but not as good as yours. Yeah, so I some of them do really good.
YouTube Reels, I'm talking about, right?
YouTube Reel, yeah, YouTube Reel.
Here's another thing that I have a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
The first 15 minutes, I'll get 700 views.
It died.
It cuts off. Like it's like boom. And for like the next 2 months, I get like 4 views. How can it go from 700 views in 15 minutes to nothing to like 4 views in like 2 months?
Mine does exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing.
The same problem.
Yeah, because there was one day I dropped a short, and Kevin, by the time I put it on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, I go, well, let me see how it's doing on YouTube. 400. And I go, oh, hell yeah, 400 already. And then the next day, 401.
401, yeah.
I'm like, what happened?
Let's get his hopes up.
We'll figure it out, dude. Oh, hey, yo, so.
What else drives you crazy that you don't like?
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. Kevin will say this. Don't worry, man, I'm going to edit that out. And then he puts the video on, and it's still in there. I go, this dude didn't edit anything out.
What are you referring to in specific?
Oh, man, there's been a couple times where we've had conversations. Oh, I'll give you an example. You go, okay, Danny, I'm gonna edit this out. Tell me that story about the Tough Wheels again. And you recorded. You recorded that.
You don't think that was funny?
It was funny. It was funny. But I was laughing, man, because I was like, "What the hell, Kevin?"
I'll edit out if I feel like we said something or my comments or whatever wasn't on par. But
yeah.
You know, Miranda does that all the time. Oh, we'll edit that out and leaves everything in.
Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing in there that doesn't work. It's pretty funny. Even when we had that horrific episode where everybody was losing connection and all that stuff, you know, that one still worked out, you know, at the end. It was still okay.
You know what bothers me about your stuff?
Yeah.
Your sound on your phone fucking drives me crazy, dude. When you screen record, you have like an echo on your stuff.
That's because my volume's too high when I record. If I lower the volume down, it'll clean it. But sometimes I'm too lazy to fix it. I'm like, I'm not fixing it. It's just going to stay like that.
I'm like, what? It sounds like he's in a fishbowl. What the hell's he doing?
Yeah, that's what I figured it out later. I'm like, oh, my volume's too high. Because if I lower it, it kind of eliminates the echo. Because I'm screen recording with my phone, and the microphone is on. So any noise in the background, it picks it up too. Because there's been times where I'm screen recording and I'll get a text message and I go, oh, and I got to start it all over and do it again. And I'm like, damn it, you know, because nobody knows what I'm doing. So it's not their fault, but still, it kind of pisses me off. Dude, we have to get.
You're almost to the video, almost to the end.
Yeah.
Record, and then you get a phone call. Like, oh,
yeah. I'm like, damn it! I had it perfect. Oh, I was gonna ask you, do we invite Miranda for the championship? Because he was the first winner, and
he was pre everything. If we do that, then there were other winners that should be on.
Yeah, I only think I bring him on. I mean, he's gonna bring a lot of clout to the show, and plus it'd be a lot of fun to have him on.
Okay, now that's 6 people or 7 people.
Well, that would make it 5 finalists and you. And can we fit? That's the thing. Do you know what the limit is on this thing where we have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think honestly, I think it's like 15 or 20.
Oh, we're good then, you know.
Okay, we'll talk about it offline, but we definitely want to get Mike back on for I don't want to mess up the Christmas.
Oh, you want to keep him? Yeah, maybe we should just keep him with his own episode.
We should probably talk to him about this, though, right?
Yeah, we haven't even mentioned it to him.
We're talking like he's already in.
Yeah, we gotta tell him, hey, yo, do you want to come back on? Because we've already kind of told our audience you were coming back.
He's like, I don't want to come back on that show, dude.
Oh man! All right, Kev, that's all I got, my dude. I'm pretty tired.
Yeah, we thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Danny, tell everybody what you do when you're not with me, bro.
You can find me on YouTube under Danny Pena BMX Racing. I review BMX magazines and BMX race reviews, all BMX content all the time. Please like and subscribe. We're at 9:40. Go ahead.
Maybe you'll re-review the Brian Foster.
Oh yeah, I'm going to use clips from that, and yeah, definitely. And I have 949 subscribers. Last month was my best month, 11,000 views. So I'm pretty stoked. I'm going in the right direction. I just got to get those freaking 1,000 subscribers, man. I get emails from YouTube right now telling me, man, you're doing great, and keep up the good work, and da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm at 949, unless I lost one while we were filming.
I try to help you. I probably cost you subscribers. Like, I'm gonna go unsubscribe.
No, but the shorts definitely have helped. That's definitely boosted. I had, as a matter of fact, 70% of the people that watched me last month were brand new viewers. And I was like, oh, that's because of the shorts, because that's bringing in a bigger audience, which will hopefully drag people in to watch the actual videos. So I understand your strategy. So I'm like, okay, I get Kevin's strategy. I got to do that.
So the podcast is at 1,133 subscribers.
Nice, dude.
So there was a couple days where we had 2 and 3 new subscribers. So pretty cool. If you would like to support the channel and the podcast, please go to BMXPERTS.com. You could grab a hat. You could grab a shirt. And Danny will be wearing a BMXPERTS gear in the near future. I'm going to send him out some shirts. So Danny can
instead of wearing my employer, look at Ink is hungry, man. She's like, what's up?
Please do so. But you can subscribe here. And until what's that? Is that your dog or a cat?
This is my daughter's cat.
Okay. I was like, I thought you had a dog, bro. Okay.
I do have a dog, but this is Ink. Ink is a big BMX fan, right?
Okay. BMX fan. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. And until next week, the track is closed. Peace out.
Peace out, man.
Come on, ready, set,